Today is July 1st, and this is when I start tomato cuttings. I'll be harvesting all of the corn soon, so I'll need stuff to replace it with, which will be the tomato cuttings. Here's a closer look at the corn. Starting in July, pretty much all the corn is ripe, and it'll all get harvested within just a couple of weeks. And I find the easiest way to take tomato cuttings is to use a live branch and use tin foil. Wrap it around it with some soil. The plant will continue to grow and the roots will form in the soil in just a few weeks. You cut it off and then you have a new plant ready to transplant. I cut a piece of aluminum foil 12 inches by 6 inches. I'm also going to use some twist ties. And here I've already done this one. I'm going to do the branch right next to it, right here. I'll trim off this flowering part because it's using unnecessary energy, and I also trim off this leaf right here, and this is where the soil ball will go. I take the rectangle of aluminum foil, kind of wrap it around, and it creates a funnel. I take one of the twist ties, wrap it around here, tighten it up just a little bit so it's snug. You don't want it to really squeeze the branch. You want it so it kind of moves a little bit. I take a scoop of soil, compact the soil a little bit, and then kind of squeeze the top in so it makes like a container. I take the second longer twist tie and wrap this around the top portion. This keeps it in shape. I also took some twist ties and connected it to the railing of the post. In case a strong wind gust comes through, it won't knock these things off and break the branches. And every 2 days, every 3 days, I'll come through and moisten the soil. And this method of taking cuttings is called air layering. And the beauty of it is that the plant continues to grow as these take root. So you'll notice the size of these now. Here it is 3 weeks later. The two branches have grown all the way up this tall. In the soil, you can see the little root hairs that have sprouted. I will cut this branch just below the tin foil, right there. And when I pull away the tin foil, you can see all the roots that have formed. I tied it to a stake and I will keep it well watered. And I did 2 more. With these, I zip tied it to the cage, and that holds the soil ball in place. But take a mental note of the size of these right now. This is the before shot. And here they are 3 weeks later. They didn't grow as tall as the other ones because this spot doesn't get as much sunshine. But you can see the growth has gotten tall. I'll keep these kind of in the shade for about a week. I'll slowly move them out so they get a little bit more sun each day, so they get accustomed to it, less stress. It's 1 week later and it's transplant day. And those tiny root balls have expanded to fill the whole pot. And here are the tomato plants 1 week later after I transplanted them. And there's already little tomato clusters. This is my favorite method for starting tomato cuttings. I got a 100% survival rate, and the plants have grown pretty big since they were started.